Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Walking Dead character video. Today we are looking at Frank, father to Lydia, husband to Alpha, and all-around chill dude who really married the wrong person. Frank is of course male. He is played by Steve Kazee. He is early 40s and appeared in Omega. Before the outbreak, Frank met the woman who we know as Alpha and married her. The two eventually had Lydia together and likely lived in the mid-Atlantic area. Alpha was abusive emotionally and physically to both Frank and their daughter. However, Frank was not abusive and actually really cared for his daughter, so much so that he got a tattoo of her name on his bicep and would frequently sing Lydia, the tattooed lady, to soothe her. When the outbreak began, Frank, his wife, and Lydia took shelter in a bunker-type thingy in Baltimore, Maryland, where they survived the initial outbreak. Now, annoyingly, in the episode, Lydia serves as an untrustworthy narrator, so I'm going to try my best to describe Frank how he actually was, rather than how Lydia initially describes him. Basically, everything Frank does in the flashbacks up to a certain point is actually what Alpha did, so don't get confused by the screenshots. So, in Season 10, Frank, Alpha, and Lydia had reached day 23 of their survival in the little bunker-type deal in Baltimore, Maryland. Alpha wanted to leave the shelter, but Frank maintained that they stay there for Lydia's safety and wait for people to show up for help. Alpha, though, scoffs, saying no one is coming. Frank comforts Lydia as Alpha storms away. Frank sings Lydia, oh Lydia, the tattooed lady, to Lydia to try and calm her down. Later, Frank listens to the radio, hearing the same repeated message. Alpha wants to leave with the scouting mission and take Lydia with them, but Frank thinks it's far too dangerous and again wants to stay put. Frank says he just wants to do what's best for Lydia, and Alpha gets angry, saying, "Don't you ever suggest I don't care about my daughter." Frank watches as Alpha scorns Lydia for preparing for Halloween and listens as she calls him out for thinking things will get better. He then watches Alpha cut her hair in frustration. Frank asks, "What are you doing?" and Alpha replies she's doing what she wants because the world has ended. Frank plays checkers with Lydia to distract her. When Matthias panics and tries to get out, Frank watches in shock as Alpha suffocates and kills him. He sings Lydia the tattooed lady once more to Lydia to soothe her. They discuss what to do with the body of Matthias, and Frank agrees they should wait till the morning. He checks on Lydia and helps her get to sleep. Of course, Matthias turns and chaos breaks out in the camp. Frank watches as Alpha pries boards off the windows and disagrees with leaving their friends, but Alpha says they're just idiots they got stuck with. Frank tells her she can go, but he's staying with Lydia, and Alpha says the hell she does. Frank calms his daughter and telling her to wait there as he tries to make sure they can get to the stairs. However, as Frank enters back into the little tenty area, he goes right back into the chaos and he's accidentally hit by someone. And Alpha takes this opportunity to kill Frank, stabbing him in the throat. This then happens to Frank. Choked on his blood after being stabbed by Alpha. Frank's body is likely just left in that little bunker area to rot away. We also have this fake death scene with Frank where he saves Lydia from Matthias and then gets bitten by the zombie. Just thought I'd mention it. Frank was a confusing character, mainly just because the unreliable narrator stuff is super confusing at first, but it's clear he was a great father to Lydia and terrified of who his wife was and eventually became, although, like I said, I get the impression he was always abused and always afraid of her. Frank's death was Alpha's first step, or another step, in her becoming a true villain, and also the first step in Lydia losing her innocence, as if you remember, Alpha manipulated Lydia about this story and she began to believe that her father was the abusive one. Very sad. Tell me your thoughts on Frank. Do you like him? I'll see you in the next one, and let's spin that wheel. Let's decide which the next character profile is going to be. I hope you're enjoying this way of doing it. I think it's a bit more fun. Fun for me. Alex from Terminus. Alright.